This is Rick. He did not want to film today, but you pressed play again. He wakes in his apartment, sensing something is wrong. Too quiet, too empty. His phone has no signal, the internet won't load. No cars are outside, despite it being morning rush hour. Rick leaves his home, walks around the yard, enters the nearest shop. He finds no one. Everything is in place. Food in fridges, traffic lights blinking. The city seems to live on its own. But people are gone. Rick walks deserted roads. A newspaper lies at a bus stop. The headline reads simply, "Unknown virus wiped out everyone in their sleep." It all happened overnight. Rick now understands why no one left their homes. Everyone simply never woke up. People stayed inside. Rick does not go in. He is afraid. Everything is still. Coffee shops are open, doors unlocked. He starts writing his address on walls, cars, and poles. Perhaps someone else is alive and will see it. 3 days pass, and the power goes out. Tap water vanishes. Rick goes to the basement and drains the boiler. He builds a fire on the roof. He sleeps by the exit. An iron pipe rests under his pillow. He walks the city, pulling a cart. He seeks food, medicine, and warm clothes. He finds masks at a pharmacy. At a warehouse, he finds a flashlight and cans. He marks the map with crosses. This shows where things are. A month passes. Shop windows gather dust. Roads grow over with moss. On the city's edge, he sees a fox. Later, a pack of dogs appears. He avoids them. Even fear has faded. Still, he is bored. There's no one to talk to. One day, Rick pulls a mannequin from a broken shop. He carries it home and sets it on his couch. He turns on music. He pours soup into an empty plate opposite. He expects no reply. He just wants someone to sit near him. Half a year passes. Rick lives in a cool house with panoramic windows and a terrace. All houses are empty. He chose this one. He no longer fears intruders or a doorbell ring. Fuel isn't endless, but one tank lasts a single person a long time. Rick drives an SUV, filling cans from old gas stations. When one runs dry, he goes to the next. He set up a garage. He disassembled a generator, and now knows every hose and mechanism. Rick no longer just survives. He lives as best he can. He follows a routine. Breakfast, territory patrol, stock check. Each day is the same. This makes Rick feel calmer. He talks to mannequins. He sits by a fire with them. He places them around the house, as if having neighbors. One sits by the window, another in the kitchen. A third works in the workshop. Rick sets his own roles and rules. Then he breaks them himself. He knows it's a game. But without it, everything would fall apart. One day, Rick hears a rustle behind the shelf and finds a large black beetle. He picks it up, puts it in a glass jar, and names it Tombo. From then on, Tombo lives on the windowsill. He gets breadcrumbs. He even has a feeding schedule. Rick talks to him, sharing his thoughts and telling him about the books he has read. He simply cannot stay silent. He needs a listening ear, even if it's the Beatles. Sometimes he draws cartoons for Tombo, where he saves the planet from loneliness. It seems foolish, but he cannot survive otherwise. Over time, Rick starts to hear things that aren't there. First, just rustles. Then, voices. He feels someone is calling his name. Rick walks through the empty house. He calls out to an imaginary talker, as if someone could answer. Sometimes he sees movement outside. He goes out, but only finds the wind. He no longer finds it strange that mannequins move while he sleeps. He knows it isn't true, yet he notices one mannequin. It now stands closer to his bed than it did yesterday. One morning, tuning an old radio, Rick heard a voice. Through static, a voice said, "I'm Sandy. I'm in Australia." It was a woman's voice, scared but alive. Rick froze. The voice vanished quickly. He sat by the radio, staring. He wondered if it was a glitch. He couldn't stop thinking about it. He found old maps, plotted a course, and repaired a derelict yacht. He checked the engine, filled fuel cans, and gathered water and medicine. He packed Tombo in a jar and weeks of food. He didn't know if he'd find Australia or anyone there. He might get lost at sea, but he had no other purpose. He sailed at dawn, slowly, no music, no goodbyes. He simply headed where life might exist. Today, he took the courageous step.